the recent EFT or electronic fund transfer of the amount to about 260 million kina, which was sent to a majority of members in the government. That funding, I would confirm that those fundings are for a kina to kina basis program. That when I was in government, we agreed to that every district should have a program where we fund them per kina to kina basis. If they wanted to start a road and need 5 million, this was a component that we would add to ensure that we had a 5 million on it and we could deliver that road for about 10 million. Now, having seen a list that's floating around on social media and other outlets of a recent payment of that 260 million sent to a majority of government members, I think the timing is questionable in the sense where when we pass an appropriation bill, it specifically states funds meant for a particular program, and in this case, if it's for district infrastructure projects, then giving a kina to kina funding at the time when the VNC issue is happening seems a bit odd, in the sense where less than 3 members of the opposition side were included in the list. Now, if everyone got the specific funding of 5 million each, it would be seen as government just doing its budget implementation by giving all the members across whether government or opposition their share of the 5 million which was budgeted for the entire districts and provinces. But the timing, one, was odd because at the time it was given, we were at the towards the end of Parliament, coming out of Parliament towards the time when we were dealing with the opposition side was lodging a court proceeding on the nature of how things happen on the floor, and then we see a list floating around of government members receiving 5 million each, and most of us on the opposition side had missed out on that list. So one, there's no equality of distribution of funds. Our constitution is enshrined in such a way that there must be fair distribution of the resources of this country. And for them to use it as a tool to just look after members on the government side was really unfair. Really unfair to the members who, we represent districts in Papua New Guinea, we want to also serve those people. And that's not that 5 million does not belong to me as Reinbo Paita, but belongs to Finschhafen district. And I represent the district, and if that money is meant for my people, it should go to the district so that we can continue to deliver, but the freedom of expression and the freedom to form political opinion as leaders are still kept and maintained so that we can have free speech on the floor and freedom of thinking. Now, once you use tools like weaponizing budget and giving a lot to government members without opposition, people will start talking, and when silence comes in, silence is very dangerous. And I sometimes want to believe that a yes government is a very dangerous government. So one, timing is a bit odd. Two, government will say it's a cash flow issue, and we've prioritized members on the government side first. So my next question would be, when will the opposition members receive their fair share of that 5 million? And if there was a question of cash flow, then at least they would have made the list fair, and at least 30 or 25 members from government side and 25 from opposition side. But that list that I saw is dominated by members on the government side. So that's a bit unfair on a prime minister who wants to talk about, fairness and equality and respect and all these things. He needs to practice what he's talking about in government. So my challenge to him is one, leaders will appoint you on the floor if they have the full confidence of you. In the last 5 years you've been in government, there is no point in using tactics like there's an issue on cash flow, so we have to prioritize government members first. Then there is an element of fear and uncertainty on members, so this sort of techniques coming to hold members together. So I think agencies like Ombudsman Commission or other agencies should be looking into why government's getting their fair share and us opposition members have missed out. Some of us have missed out. So that call should be placed on them to ensure that there is equal distribution of wealth and there's fair call on how we distribute public funding. So that's my take on the recent 260 million sent by government. Now the next issue is this 260 million, it's based on submissions, and it's a program that's done based on a submission sent by a district MP. So I would be really interested to see if those districts who are listed on this payment have actually submitted project submissions to actually get those fundings. Now, if we place a call on the departments and say, where's that list of departments you made the payments, where the project submissions that's dated and given so that you could release those fundings, I think that's an interesting call that we can make. And we can even take it further and ask, where's the submissions to get those funding, and not just EFT payments made on an added basis without any actual